begin the competitive presentation of our candidates with candidate number 1, Simone Nadine Bornelia from Marinduque. Designer, Louis Pangilinan. Sumpa Kita, Sampaguita. Inspired from the flower Jasminum Sambak, typically known as Sampaguita. This costume of Simone Nadine Bornelia was embellished with exquisite pattern of beads, sequins, and crystal that inspires not only the flower's aesthetics, but the legend of a beautiful princess of purity, humility, and strength, which represents the Philippine national flower that came from the Spanish word Sumpa Kita, which in translation means Palabra de Honor, or I promise you. This trait is found in keeping her word no matter what difficulties she encounters, which makes her unique and an exceptionally empowered Filipino, true to herself, true to her word. Candidate number 2, Erica Vinculado from Rojas City, Capiz. Designer, Yep Messina. Erica is wearing a porcelain white serpentine-style traditional Philippine terno adorned with azure blue brocade laces in the bodice and skirt, accented with a timeless glimmer of Capiz shells on the mestiza sleeves and peplum skirt, featuring whites and blues befitting a Reina del Cielo. This national costume was made by Capiz designer Yep Messina and reflects the grace, purity, and serenity of the Virgin Mary as Queen of Heaven. Candidate number 3, Angel Jed Latorre from Lambunao, Iloilo. Designer, Rufi Itaas. Inspired by Reina del Santísimo Rosario, this national costume depicts the Philippines' proud heritage and culture, strong faith, responsible and resilient Filipinos. The representation, though, this wonderful piece is an embodiment of a true Filipina that can outshine the world. Strong, outstanding, and an inspiration. Angel Jet Zaragoza Latorre is truly exclusive, smart, and chic in this wonderful piece, yet majestic and overwhelming. Candidate number 4, Maika Cabling Martinez from Nueva Ecija. This national costume depicts Santa Cruzan's Rosa Mystica, a poetic title of Virgin Mary created by Erjan de la Serna. It is made of brocade, a woven fabric having a raised floral that is used by the saints. The color palette and accents represent the historical churches of Nueva Ecija with the golden touch of the 8 rays of the Philippine flag that symbolizes the 8 courageous provinces that revolted against the Spaniards, in which Nueva Ecija is one of them. Candidate number 5, Shaina Rose Ico from Batangas Province. Designer, DJ Abustan. Aitas. This ethno-printed Filipiniana represents the indigenous inhabitants before Christianity was introduced to the Filipinos. Made with ethnic pattern fabric and indigenous materials, paying homage to our indigenous people's culture and tradition. Candidate number 6, Samantha Gabronino from San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Designer, Zyril Jane Jacinto of Zyril Jane Collections. Inspired by Reina de las Flores, the colorful and vibrant Panglawan Festival, which won 2 Guinness World Records, is represented in this masterpiece. Wearing this makes her embody the festival that symbolizes the light as a beacon of hope for the city of San Jose del Monte. Candidate number 7, Erica Christensen from Carmona, Cavite. Designer, PJ Masungsong and John Aniliran. Althea. This ensemble is made of our very own banig, dyed into a green color to deliver a fresh and modern take of our Filipiniana. It is made by our rich coconut products and it's fully hand-beaded by the best people of my very own province of Cavite. With this creation, we hope to reflect the amazing Filipino craftsmanship by celebrating the women and the LGBTQIA+ community behind this. Candidate number 8, Gina J. Chu from Iloilo Province. Designer, Alfie Desamparado. Inspired by Reina de las Flores, Rafflesia y Solejia. Rafflesia Speciosa, found in the heart of San Joaquin, Iloilo, and Solejia strands woven into distinctive patterns that binds us to our roots, to our culture, to our indigenous people, and to the environment and to the world. That beautiful Rafflesia and Solejia, that indigenously beautiful distinct connection between all of us is something that we should celebrate, just like how we celebrate Santa Cruzan. The 3-dimensional grand bouquet of flowers that represents not only femininity, but exceptionally empowered women. The red gown is reminiscent of the miraculous event, that shower of rose petals in Lipa City, which appeared to be emblazoned with images of Jesus, Mary, and the saints. The stylized arc accentuates the entire creation, a great reminder that Santa Cruzan is truly the queen of Philippine festivals, that no other celebration can surmount its grandeur and significance. Candidate number 10, Crystal Marie Gante from Davao del Norte. Designer, Mark Joseph Sayad. The transformation of Naga. In the mythology of Samal, a coastal city in the province of Davao del Norte, the Milky Way is depicted as a gigantic dragon, also known as Naga, trapped in the sky, The design is a modern, fully beaded Filipiniana that depicts a transformed Naga with complex beading patterns and a flamboyant ruffled skirt to give it a dainty look. Yellow and green exemplify the hues of nature, life and vitality, optimism and joy, and the umbrella, formed like a flower, completes the design, symbolizing the protection and power of love. Candidate number 11, Maria Nina Soriano from Pangasinan. Inspired by Reina de las Virgenes. Designer, E.R. Stephen Alvarado, featuring Daniela Alvarado. Reina de las Virgenes is a Marian title in the annual Santa Cruzan that traditionally carries a rosary and accompanied by two angels. This fully beaded ensemble is inspired from the Our Lady of Manaoag, who has been a symbol of hope and strength of Pangasinan. Candidate number 12, Angie May Manipol from Quezon Province. Designer, John Rob Bombani and Gary Roses. The mestiza represents Quezon as the land of thousand colors, known for its diverse culture, traditions, and festivities. The festive color of blue is a tribute to Quezon's coastline, being one of the longest in the country. Candidate number 13, Maria Gigante from Cebu. Designer, Axel Quay. Reina Mora is a symbol of religious diversity and representation. By the 16th century, Islam was widespread and thriving in the heart of the Philippines as the first monotheistic religion practiced by Filipinos. The use of yellows and browns symbolize the sun, the beauty of nature, and the rich resources of the Philippines. The abundant use of gold and precious stones are a symbol of prosperity. This design echoes the identity of its designer as a Muslim Filipino and reflects the aspirations of its muse for her people to thrive in diversity. This design is an ode to our history and our people. Candidate number 14, Patricia Dizon of Angeles City. Designer, Russell Villafuerte. Inspired by Candidate number 15, Ivana Pasis of Makati City. Designer, Don Cristobal. Candidate number Eran Montoya. Queen Elena, a blush pink Filipiniana in sunduan silhouette. This costume is inspired by the rich Catholic Carnival Queen. Redressing with modernity, the traje de mestiza features a somewhat thinner paño. Candidate number 19, Kim Tiques Tiques of Balagtas, Bulacan. Designer, Roman Sebastian. Reina de la Justicia, or the Queen of Justice, is the embodied being observed with serenity. This gown is a fitting tribute to material in this costume, from the smallest detail at the top to the biggest fringes at the hem, are made of Nan of San Juan City. Designer, Erich Mendoza. Inspired Christians. Reina Mora also represents Muslim Filipinos who are concentrated in Mindanao when Islam arrived in the archipelago 2 centuries before Christianity. It is now the country's second largest religion. Candidate number 23, Chariza Esparago of Taguig. Designer, Hieren Stefan Tirado. Inspired by Reina de las Estrellas, Queen of Stars, with gossamer fabric, intricate beading and embroidery that lets hundreds of lights peek through subtly. This national costume serves as a symbol of light, as a guiding beacon. Like the hundreds of thousands of Taguigueños that brighten our beautiful city. Let the stars shine! At one of the Philippine flag, this ensemble Candidate number 25, Gwendolyn Forniol from Negros Occidental. Designer, Louis Pangilinan. Inspired by Reina Emperatriz. Inspired from one of the biggest and world-class festivals in the Philippines called the Mascara Festival, which takes place in Bacolod City. Executed in a vibrant lilac retro stained glass bodice and golden headdress, which was hand-embroidered and embellished with different cultural materials depicting the flamboyant celebration of the smiling faces of the mask, depicting the unwavering Negrense spirit. Candidate number 26, Aliana Joaquin of Bacoor City, Cavite. Designer, Alan Lacerna. Inspired by Reina de las Flores, Maria Flores Filipiniana. Its design, in general, is inspired by the Filipino saint, Nuestra Señora de los Flores, who carries flowers in parade of fiesta in celebration of every town capital. The bodice covered by laces, fabric stones, and pearl that symbolizes the purity, generosity. They are believed to attract wealth as well as protection. Candidate number 27, Blessy Villablanca of Iloilo City. Designer, Tata Blas Pinuela. Inspired by Reina Mora, or Queen Moor, represents Muslim Filipinos who are concentrated in Mindanao and large cities such as Manila. Islam arrived in the archipelago 2 centuries before Christianity and is now the country's second largest religion. Traditional and modern Moorish-inspired costume, green color that symbolizes Islam, and gold for royalty. The Sari Manok-inspired headdress is from the legendary bird that has become an ubiquitous symbol of Maranao art. It is depicted as a fowl with colorful wings and feathered tail, holding a fish on its beak or talons. The head is profusely decorated with scroll, leaf, and spiral motifs. It is said to be a symbol of good fortune. Candidate number 28, Maui Long of Bulacan Province. Designer, Manny Halasan. Inspired by Reina Candelaria, also known as the Queen of Candles, wears a long-lit taper that represents Mary's purity. The pearls and crown represent purity and Bulacan's flourishing jewelry industry. Candidate number 29, Lorraine Joy Arpia of 13 Martires City, Cavite. Designer, Nel Claveria. The Blossom. Every piece of diamonds and flowers symbolizes of how passionate the people are from 13 Martires City, Cavite in making it a prosperous city. Candidate number 30, Angela Teng. Designer, DJ Abustan. Inspired by Virgen sa Patio. This Santa Cruzan-inspired ensemble was influenced by the beautiful image of La Purísima Concepcion de Baliwag, more popularly known as Virgen sa Patio, depicting the patron saint of the Philippines, the Immaculate Conception. This creation is a symbol of purity and royalty. The gold embroidered details reflect the artistry of Bordang Bulacan. The devotion to the Blessed Virgin of the Patio evolved throughout the Spanish colonial period as Baliwag devotees would flock to her shrine to pay respects and offer candles and flowers for the Virgin's intercession. The details of this allude to the famous Good Friday procession of Baliwag, Bulacan. Candidate number 31, Natasha Villa Bautista of Misamis Oriental. Natasha is Reina de las Flores. She dons a sculpted custom-dyed raw silk cocoon terno ensemble by Hil Makaibay III. Hand-embellished, hand-embroidered, and traditional, but its silhouette is striding towards modernity. The dress itself is a metaphor for a modern-day reina, modest, elegant, and empowered. Candidate number 32, Kevin Alessandrea Mateo of Bataan. Designer, Rian Fernandez. An exquisitely hand-embroidered costume inspired by the Las Casas Filipinas de Acuzar of Bataan. Its colors sense a nostalgic mood that also represents pride and history. Candidate number 33, Marinel Timoteo Tunggol of Pampanga. Designer, Rich Sabinian. Filipiniana gown inspired by classic Solehiya pattern. A different technique and secret of weaving to come up with extravagant creation. A concept by which Rich Sabinian created by weaving fabric instead of readily made wooden materials to make it wearable and make it to the fashion world. A true craftsmanship. Candidate number 34, Beatriz Maclillan of Aklan. Designer, Chico Estiva. Inspired by Carnival Queen, the precursor queen of pageants, a queen that celebrates harmonious relationships with other nationalities, who also highlights culture, industrial, and agricultural developments in the Philippines. Candidate number 35, Patricia McGee of Zambales. Designer, Erwin Gonzalez. Inspired by the purity of a modern Filipina, this ensemble signifies the terrain of flora and fauna of Zambales. The beauty of the land and the sea was embodied in the structure of the dress, giving life and homage to the beautiful sceneries found in Zambales. This masterpiece is crafted altogether by the magnificent hands and wonderful mind of Mr. Erwin Gonzalez to represent the beauty, tradition, and culture of the Zambales. Candidate number 36, Lady Justerini Santos of Bulacan, Bulacan. Designed by Bulacan native Marvin Garcia. Elena depicts the royalty and grandeur of the Queen who searched for the cross of Christ, as well as the artistry and creativity of the province's singkaban or decorated bamboo tradition.